Hey everyone, what up? Luke here from What Tech Review, here with a review of the Samsung Galaxy S3 from Sprint. So let's get started. Okay guys, so this is the Galaxy S3 from Sprint, and it's probably one of the best Android phones currently out. There's nothing super new from, if you've seen the previous versions like the S2, there's nothing super new, and Samsung's calling it a phone inspired by nature, but it does have some awesome hardware improvements and an updated, customized interface by Samsung, also known as TouchWiz. And it's a really solid phone that most people would love because it gives you what you want with a ton of features in a simple package. It's pretty easy to use. Okay, so just to go over some of the physical specs of the device, it has a really nice design. It's not as edgy as previous ones have been, but it has a nice sleek design, and it has these curved edges, and it keeps a very clean, neat look. In addition, it has a 4.8-inch HD Super AMOLED display. It weighs 4.7 ounces. It comes in the Pebble Blue, which I have here right now, as well as Marble White. It's running Android 4.0 Ice Cream Sandwich, so you get one of the latest and greatest Android operating systems. It has a Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 1.5 GHz dual-core CPU, so you get a ton of power out of this device, and it moves really fast, and everything's very fluid and nice. In addition, you have 2 GB of RAM, 16 GB or 32 GB of internal storage depending on the model you get, micro SD card slot, a 2100 milliamp lithium-ion battery, which gives you about 9.2 hours of talk time, so it has a really nice long battery. It has an 8 megapixel camera on the back with LED flash, a 1.9 megapixel front-facing camera, Bluetooth 4.0, 4G LTE built in, and basically all of these things give it a really nice, well put together Android phone that gives you a lot of power and gives you what you need. So once again, the display is on the front with a home button, and this one's not like typical Android ice cream sandwich phones that have on-screen buttons. This one has a physical home button as well as physical menu and back buttons. On the front again, we have our 1.9 megapixel front-facing camera. On the top of the device, if you can see it, we have a headphone jack. On the side, we have a power button, lock button. On the bottom, we have a charging port. On the other side, we have our volume rocker. And then on the back of the device, we have our 8 megapixel camera with an LED flash as well as the speaker. So overall, this device has a really nice build quality, feels very nice in the hands, and doesn't feel like a cheap device even though it does use plastic. And the entire front is covered in Gorilla Glass 2, so you don't have to worry about it getting scratched as much or getting hurt in your purse or pocket because it has that added protection. Okay, so just to go into some of the features, as you can see, this device doesn't have the typical ice cream sandwich interface, and it does have a customized one made by Samsung called TouchWiz. It gives it just a different look and feel, and adds a Samsung flair, if you could say that, which gives it a different look from other phones that might be on the market. And it is nice at times, and it does give you little things that help out a lot, but if you're someone who likes that stock Android interface, it might not be the phone for you. In addition to the customized interface, it does have the normal stock apps and that you would expect, as well as Samsung apps. So if we just open up the apps, you can see that if we go back, they do have things like calendar and camera and Gmail and everything like that, but they also have Samsung only apps. One of them that they do include, which you can get from the App Store anyway, is Dropbox. But something cool on this device is when you get it on here and you create an account or log into your current account, it'll give you 50 gigabytes free for 2 years so that you can upload your photos while you have the phone or whatever, so nothing is lost and you have everything backed up in the cloud. In addition, when we go into contacts, there's a whole bunch of new gestures that you can use, or you can swipe left or right depending on what you want to do with a contact, if you want to call them or you want to send a message. So those are some little things that help make it much more customizable, and this phone does have a lot of little gestures and things you can do to make your experience better. They also have a feature called Smart Stay, which I actually have on now, and that's where it uses its sensors inside of it to see if someone's eyes are looking at the screen. And as long as you're looking at the screen, it'll stay on. Because it's always annoying when you're like looking at something, or like you're reading an email or something, and while you're reading the email, the screen shuts out because you've had it on too long. So this feature is a really cool little one that actually works pretty well. In addition, this phone has a cool feature called Social Tag. So if I took a photo of someone and I was connected to social networks, like say this was a person, when I took the photo and it detected it was a person, it would allow me to tag them, so that as I collect more photos, I can look at photos by people. So if I wanted to see photos of John, I could see photos of John, or photos of Mary, or something like that. It'll allow you to see photos easier, as well as when you're uploading photos to social networks such as Facebook. It makes it a lot easier to have the tags already there. Like most Android ice cream sandwich phones, it does have Face Unlock, which is nice because with the TouchWiz interface, some things do go, but Samsung made sure you still had Face Unlock, which is where you basically hold your phone up when you want to unlock it, and it'll detect your face, and it works really well, and it's a great feature. And it's more of a gimmicky one, but it's something cool to show your friends. This phone also has a cool feature called S-Beam, and this is where basically it only works between the Galaxy S3, but if your friend and you had a file that you wanted to share, like a music file or like a movie or anything like that, you just tap your two phones together and it transfers really fast with Samsung's S-Beam. But unfortunately, it only works between their devices. In addition, it has a Siri-like feature called S-Voice. So if we go into S-Voice, it's a Siri-like feature. As you can see, what would you like to do? And I can say, take me to the park. I don't know if it got that because I was talking while I was doing it, but it works sometimes. It got the, yeah, when I said take me to the park. But sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's not as fluid as Siri might be, but it's still nice to have, and it's a nice feature to use when you want that voice feedback and to do things using your voice instead of tapping through a bunch of apps to get to it. Okay, so just to wrap things up, basically this phone isn't amazing if you look at each individual part because many other phones have similar specs. But together this phone makes a really solid and fast smartphone that's probably one of the best on the market right now. The Galaxy S3 is available from Sprint. The 16 gig version is $199 with a 2-year contract and $549 without, or the 32 gig version is $249 with a 2-year contract and $599 without. If you ever have any suggestions or comments or just want to tell us anything, please feel free to contact us at luke@wettech.net. And as always, rate, subscribe, and comment. Thanks, see you next time.